Howdy campers, Taz here. I'm going to be doing another trail talk this week. Last week, Aqua gave a trail talk and talked about how joyful God is when He finds us. That's still true. This week, I'm going to tell another story that Jesus told from the Bible. Jesus was a guy that came in and was like, yo, everybody, you should love people, love your friends, even love people even if you don't agree with them. And people were like, what? That's crazy. So then Jesus would use stories, or sometimes they're called parables in the Bible. He would use these stories to explain to people what He means by loving people, or what He means when He tells people how much He cares about them. And this week's story or parable is perfect for kids because He tells people it doesn't matter how small you are or how young you are, how old you are, how tall you are. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of friends or only one friend. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of money or no money. It doesn't matter because anyone can make a difference in this world and anyone can love the people around them. So I'm going to tell this story. It's called The Parable of the Mustard Seed and the Yeast, and then I'll explain a little bit more about it. All right, this is from Matthew 13, 31 through 34. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it's the smallest of all your seeds, yet when it grows, it's the largest of the garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and perch in its branches. He told them still another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into a large amount of flour until it worked all through the dough. All right. So that may mean nothing to you right now, but I'll try to make it mean something to you, because the people of Jesus' time would have understood that parable to mean, I'm trying to find something really tiny. Okay, well, I lost what I was going to use because it was so small, but whatever. Okay, see this? Probably not, but it's there. It's a tiny little pebble. Well, that's about the size of a mustard seed. Really tiny, like the tiniest seed you could imagine. That's how small a mustard seed was. And Jesus was trying to explain to people that that tiny, tiny seed can grow into a huge mustard tree. Now, we don't have any mustard trees around here, but we got some other trees, kind of like these really big trees here. That's how big a mustard seed grew to be. But a way I like to understand this even better, because listen, kids, mustard is my absolute favorite food, okay? So a tiny, tiny mustard seed, tiny, also makes the most amazing, explosive, beautiful, oh no, the thing's still on, beautiful thing in the whole world. I literally think mustard is the best tasting thing in the whole world, okay? Now, some of you may recognize this bottle. It's from last year. Maybe you even signed it. Look for your name. Cool. Okay, my point here is that the tiniest mustard seed can cause the most explosive, best taste in the world. And Jesus was trying to say the tiniest person, or the person that may feel like they don't know anyone or can't do anything, can have a huge impact on the people around them. And even during these crazy quarantine times, it doesn't matter if you only get to be around your family, your siblings, you don't get to hang out with your friends, you can still love those people and show the love of Jesus to the people around you. The other example he used was yeast in bread, and I bet some of you are like, what's yeast? Except for the people that are like, I'm bored in quarantine, I'm going to make bread, like everyone else. But I haven't done that because I don't have any yeast. But if you don't know what yeast does, it's this weird stuff, also small, and you like put it in the dough, you just knead it in, I don't know, and then it makes the bread rise. So if you didn't have yeast, it would probably look something like this, a flat little tortilla. Oh, I'm so sad because I don't have any yeast. But if you put some yeast in, this isn't a very good example, but this is a loaf of bread, and it becomes a big loaf, the yummy, yummy sourdough kind, you know? But you need yeast for that to happen. So Jesus was saying the tiniest thing, like yeast, you need it in the dough, can make a big reaction. So the tiniest amount of love, the tiniest person, the tiniest little impact can still have a huge impact in the kingdom of God. And even just you loving one person next to you, one person you don't agree with but deciding to love them anyway, can have a huge impact in the kingdom of God. All right, remember that when you're getting annoyed with your siblings or your parents, or when you're sad that you don't get to see your friends. Try to remember to love the people around you. And remember to eat some more mustard, because it's good for you and it makes you happy. That's what I think. I hope you think so too. Merry Christmas.